my name is Dr. Marilyn Fragiuodakis. I'm a licensed psychologist at Texana Center, and my main role there is to assess and diagnose individuals to determine if they're eligible for services. Now, to be eligible for services, an individual has to have either an intellectual disability or an autism spectrum disorder or another related condition.
Autism is a developmental disability. It is basically referred to as the autism spectrum disorder, meaning to say that you can have a multitude of functioning levels, cognition skills, etc.
So the interesting thing about autism is that we don't quite know yet what causes it. Research has shown that there is a genetic component, and we have identified a few of the genes that cause autism, but we're not quite sure yet exactly how those genes play a part in the development of autism. So as far as diagnosing autism, there's really three main components to look at. So we want to look at an individual's social skills, their communication skills, as well as their behavior.
We are seeing a diagnosis of autism at a very alarming rate, alarmingly high rate. If we are talking about numbers like 1 in 68, then we are facing a situation where we will have a whole bunch of individuals who are all in the spectrum.
My name is Cheryl Cleary, and I am the mother of an 18-year-old autistic man. My son Jack is currently a senior at Seven Lakes High School in the autistic program. Autism has been a different lifestyle, to say the least. There's been a lot of ups and downs, but Jack is doing well. Families struggle in front of people that don't live with the problem because you feel eyes are watching what's playing out in public. It can be very uncomfortable. I've run the gamut in terms of people that I've run into. When I'm having a bad day with Jack in public, I have run into people that have been unbelievably kind and understanding. And I've run into people very callous and insulting. The more people that hear about it and learn about it, the easier it gets for all the families out there when they go out in public, at a restaurant, shoe shopping, a doctor's office. The more people that know, the easier it is for all of them.
So April is a really important month for autism awareness. April 2nd is Autism Awareness Day worldwide. And so this is really wonderful because it's really helped us increase awareness for autism in the past few years. And most importantly, it helps us diagnose autism earlier as well as more accurately. We can offer early intervention services to these individuals.
Me, I think personally it's more about autism acceptance than autism awareness, because awareness just means you recognize that those individuals exist. But when you're talking about acceptance, then you're talking about bringing them in, involving them, and really letting them know that they are valued members of society just like everybody else. Obviously, it's immensely important, therefore, that corporates, society as a whole, communities, schools, colleges, everywhere, we spread the awareness and we make sure that we provide the necessary opportunity for individuals with autism.
The communities at large really need to pay attention to the future, because once these kids are 21 and 22, they'll have 50 or more years in the world. And they need support services, they need jobs, they need group homes, they need activities so they can have a productive life. And that is going to be a huge void that needs to be filled. And the communities really need to rally around getting these adults what they need for their long-term care, because the numbers aren't going down. The numbers of kids on the spectrum is only getting bigger.
Seven Lakes, being the flagship campus in KDISD, already has wonderful programs like Best Buddies. We have the vocational program, which is basically with the super seniors in our SPED department. We have collaborative PE, which is an inclusion kind of a program with our general ed students and our special ed students.
He had an unbelievably awesome start in New Jersey. He had a great surrounding network between his schools and his therapists and activities. And when we moved here 2 years ago, we couldn't believe how fortunate we were. we moved here knowing the school was a good match for him and it was compatible to what we had. But we found other organizations down here we never would have dreamed of. We discovered Camp Journey with Suzanne and Colin Coates and their Everyday Opportunities organization for adults. It's really beyond anything we've ever seen before.
Arc of Katie, as well as Special Olympics. The Feet Autism Awareness Group is also a great resource. The Houston Walk Now for Autism Speaks, and that's a great walk that takes place at some point in the year, and that really does help to raise awareness in the community as well as to raise funds.
We need to create opportunities where we can involve all of our students, all of our, and as we go forward, members of society. Things like proms, things like homecoming, which every other student has an opportunity to go to. Try to make it a fun, nurturing experience for everybody. It's done at a grassroots level. It is done with students impacting each other, and that's the best way we start.